What is going on YouTube and also the Discord stage channel? Welcome to your Strats Weekly for the week of 18 September 2021. As always, I am your host, Auth. Thanks for being with us. Taco, Bradum, Surge, peeps down there in the audience. Thanks for hanging out with us. People out there in the YouTube chat as well. Hope everybody's been having a good week. Hope your Saturday went well as well. Bradum, you good?
Oh, yeah.
Taco, how about you? Doing all right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to preface this. There are people in here who want to talk about New World. We are not talking about New World until we've talked about everything else, or we will never finish this show. So we're not talking about New World until we've talked about everything else. It's too much other stuff. Too much other stuff to talk about, and I know how it's going to go down. Well, but because people want to talk about New World and Jaw Jacks, we're going to get right into it. Taco, what are we doing first?
New World.
We're not doing New World first. I just told you I wouldn't do a New World first.
I don't know.
It's not WoW. I'm not doing WoW first this week. It's Valheim.
Elder Eve.
Nope. Not any of those either. No, we're doing Valheim. Just real quick note. They finally put out the Earth and Home update. So if you are having a severe game fickle like myself or many others who are waiting for all of the October and November releases, by all means, now is not a terrible time to pop into Valheim and check stuff out.
Yeah, the tentative October and November releases.
Precious is actively trolling me in YouTube chat.
Amazing.
But there are, well, I guess there's technically one release in late September as well that a bunch of people are hyped about. But yes, if you have been waiting for this with bated breath, or if you're just looking for something to help pass the next couple of weeks, Valheim is not a bad option by any stretch. Moving on from ye olde Valheim, World of Warcraft. We play a fair bit of World of Warcraft around here, both in retail and in classic. On retail, we are over on Area 52, the Horde side. Classic, I don't know actually where we are at the moment with the peeps that are still playing classic. But if you are looking for details on joining us in the World of Warcraft, head on down to the Blizzard's channel. Ask for Nightlife. He can get you sorted out down there. Although I have a feeling there's a game we're not talking about until later that's going to distract him a fair bit, at least in the coming weeks and month or so. But yeah, Nightlife has all the details on that. Also, he periodically streams over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Stratsco, if you want to check out some progression rating or Mythic Dungeon content. He's big into doing a bunch of that stuff as well. Next up, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. Yeah, we are on Crystal Goblin. If you are into playing Final Fantasy 14, we've got a handful of people playing over there. Shadowbringers is coming soon, TM. I know there's some people who are...
Endwalker.
Or is it Endwalker? Is that the next one? I lose track. I feel like Final... do they put a lot of expansions out, or am I just terrible at following them?
Shadowbringers came out in like 2019.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to get a new picture then. But yeah, okay. Endwalker, that's the one it is. Either way, that is coming soon, TM. I know we've got Surge, Zarya, and a handful of other people who play over there in Final Fantasy 14 Crystal Goblin. If you want to join up with us over there for some good casual MMO fun time that's not New World, which we're getting to, I swear we are. I'm ripping through as much of this as I can, as quick as I can, so we have time to talk about it, because I know people want to talk. Next up, Path of Exile. Oh, my Path of Exile picture's all messed up. What happened, Path of Exile? There you go. Zoom in. Path of Exile. Nobody's playing this league because Chris Roberts ruined it for everybody, but we play almost every other league. If you're interested in joining us for Path of Exile...
Wait.
No, not Chris Roberts. Chris Roberts is... it's the other...
Chris Roberts is Star Citizen.
Yeah, it's the
I
other...
hope he's not working on other things.
Dude,
I mean, well,
Path of Exile.
Hopefully he's working on something. That's all we can hope. I keep getting monthly emails about, and there's like nothing in them. Nothing of any real relevance.
Working on new ways to scam you.
Oh, man. Well, yeah. Path of Exile. If you are interested in joining us in future leagues when we're actually playing and not skipping, head down to the Path of Exile channel. Hit up, I'd say Senior Cap Hoop or Lundrel would be your best 2 points of contact down there. If you are interested in doing any Path of Exile content on PC. Ooh, what do we got? Princess Connect. Right, Princess Connect. We just started.
That's what I'm playing.
I know. Dude, clan battle. You doing the clan battle? You better get in the clan battle. We need all the damage we can get. We're trying to crack top 1500. It's gonna be an uphill battle, this one for sure.
All right.
But yeah, Princess Connect, we just got the clan medal kicked up today. We're in double normal drops. Starting on the 21st, we're going to have double hard quest drops, which is great if you are still farming memory shards, especially because unique equipment is coming. If you are not sure what the release schedule is on unique equipment or which characters are maybe worth your time farming and you are playing Princess Connect, by all means, feel free to hit me up. I've got some details on that, but I won't bore the entire audience with all of those particulars because there is a lot. There's a lot to consider there. And memory shards are going to be very important here in the next 6 to 8 weeks, whenever it drops.
Oh, you gave me some stuff.
Yeah, we are also getting the new Halloween Shinobu is going to be a PvP monster. If you're not doing a lot of PvP in Princess Connect, she's maybe worth skipping if you're trying to save your gacha currency for some of the big limited characters that are coming later this year, like Mimi and Christina. They're both coming very soon and are just unreasonably powerful characters. Totally worth having, as well as New Year's Yui, a very, very strong PvE character. But if you're doing PvP, Halloween Shinobu does work. Her banner starts on the 24th. Also on the 24th, we got the story event for Trick or Treat Pudding, which is going to be earnable just by playing the event, so make sure you play the event if you want to earn the pudding. And they're going to do some other quality of life updates. Guildhouse default storage and max storage is going up. And then we've got the usual rotation following normal quest drop. We'll have double hard quest, double dungeon starting on the 26th, and then double grotto on the 5th of October.
Alondra liked me.
Oh man, he likes you?
Yeah, he likes my guild house.
He likes what you're doing? Have you decorated your guild house? Honestly, I need to go back and redecorate.
No, I just have the
You better decorate it, man.
Stamina, rupees.
No, it's no good. You got to decorate it. I need to redo my upstairs. I redid my ground floor recently, but I haven't done the upstairs in a while. But yeah, we play a decent bit of Princess Connect. We're semi hardcore in that, like, most of us play every day, but nobody's sitting there expecting you to spend money on the game or anything like that. We're all free to play at this point. But if you are interested in joining us in some isekai waifu gacha games on mobile, whether that is on the iPhone or the Android side, the servers are the same. Feel free to just hit me up, hit me in the gaming channel, or shoot me a DM on Discord. I can get you all the details for joining us in Princess Connect. Next game.
Automatic invitation if Kirito is in your name.
Dude, something has gone horribly wrong. All my pictures are all jacked up now, and I don't know why. Anger. Warframe. We're talking about Warframe for the first time in, like, I don't even know how long. It's been a hot minute. We mothballed the Warframe clan over a year ago, I think. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
I think it was like August of 2020 we put it on mothballs because most of us had stopped playing at that point. But as part of the game fickle, folks have brought it back out. Surge is currently looking at possibly doing some active recruiting, trying to get some more people to play with. If you are interested in joining him, and Zarya, Cat Poop is back in there, Gatekeeper never stopped playing, handful of peeps. I know Weedums is also looking at going back in. Hop on down to the Warframe channel. They've got all the details down there for that. Our dojo, sorry, they're dojos because we're Space Ninjas. Dojo is almost completely upgraded, have very nearly everything you can possibly unlock outside of like one or two things that are just, they're not a super big deal, and they're woefully expensive in terms of resources required. And it's just, unless you're just grinding specifically for those resources, you're not going to get them. Vecino says Surge doesn't actively play any game he's not and not recruit for it. He can't do it. What's up, Surge?
What's up? We got to get the pigments that match the Strats colors.
The pigments. Oh yeah.
For the colors in the dojo. I forget what it's called exactly, but they're basically color palettes that you use to decorate the dojo.
Is it a thing we have to actually unlock? Because the one thing I didn't do when I built out our dojo was like hardly any cosmetic stuff. Is it a thing that we have to like buy, or that like a player has to have in order to color them?
You have to go. Basically, each color will have a pigment that you have to go to a location and farm it. So I think the one we have to get is Fortuna, I think, for Cayenne.
Okay. Yeah, if you put down in the Warframe channel what we need to farm where, I 100% guarantee there were people who will go out there and help you farm it. Heck, I'll go out there and slap Fortuna around for a little while if that's where the cyan's at.
Yeah, that's we're gonna be starting to do that as well, because tonight we banged out, like, we got a metric crap ton of weapons and frames and everything lined up for leveling our mastery every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so in between doing that, we're gonna farm up the pigments and stuff we need to get the Strats colors for the dojo.
Nice.
And Zarya's gonna start laying out everything in the dojo for like decorations and stuff. So anybody that wants to contribute to that can.
Yeah, for those who don't know, if you are playing Warframe, or if you plan to play Warframe with us, all the dojo decorations require crafting mats to build, and they're things that you pick up naturally. They're part of weapon crafts and stuff like that, that you've probably already just acquired if you've played for any amount of time. So it's very possible you have a bunch of stuff laying around you're not even aware of, unless you've given it all to your Helmuth. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, it's all just the very beginning right now. Is we're gonna try it, because like I went through and joined at first because I saw that the Warframe channel was deleted, and I was like, well, that sucks. So then I went and joined one. It was cool. Everybody was nice as can be, but I just couldn't get into any of the conversations there because, like I said, like I told y'all, it was like I'm not big. I'm trying to watch some animes, but I'm not big on them. So it's all their conversations were like over my head. And so I could never really join in on their conversations. So
yeah, actually, we actually stopped deleting channels. At this point, we're just putting them on ice anymore, rather than risking losing all of that like back information and conversation. So anytime a channel disappears, probably wasn't deleted. It's probably just on ice somewhere, so we can bring it back out after the fact.
But yeah, this is a lot easier to play right now. Like I said, I told you the other day, my kid's not sleeping at the moment, so I can't. He's ruining the story for Final Fantasy for me. He's just every time it's in like a 10-minute cutscene, he's like, ah!
You're like, I just want to experience, because I know the Final Fantasy 14 story is like, that's a big pull for you personally, so that must be extra obnoxious. It's just like, child, calm. I want to watch this.
Yeah. Well, because he doesn't even like give you a warning. You know, usually before he started feeling a little rough, he'd give you a little warning. It'd build up. You'd know he was starting to get annoyed, and then he'd start screeching. But now he just like, yes, you have to drop everything you're doing and go see him. By then, the cutscene's done playing through, and you just missed everything. So
yeah, then you're on YouTube trying to find it so you can rewatch it.
And then it's just not the same because it's not your character in the cutscene. So it's just like Final Fantasy's going on the back burner until he's feeling a bit better.
That's understandable. Oh, IRL family first, always. This is the way.
Hopefully he's coming up. He's getting a bit older, so hopefully this is the rough patch will be over for the most part here soon.
One can only hope. I do not envy the sleeplessness that parents with young children go through at all. I'm self-destructive enough with my sleep cycle. I can't imagine if I had like a small life form that I was responsible for contributing to said destruction of sleep schedule. I can't fathom what it would be like.
We stay up late because it's the only time we get to do anything. So it's like 3 a.m. now, and he'll be up in like 5 hours screaming, and then he won't go to sleep for the rest of the day.
Oh man. Oh, I don't envy you.
It's fun.
Best of luck.
It's not all awful. He's awesome though. I do love him.
Oh, I
make it sound like I hate my kid.
I think all, this is just my supposition, I think all parents have varying levels of irritation at this point in their children's life, just because like sleep deprivation is brutal. And it's like, it's not even like, it's nothing you can do about it, and it's not like a consistent thing where like, oh, I know I'm only gonna get a few hours of sleep tonight because I got all this work I got to do, and then I got to be up really early in the morning. It's like, no, just randomly at any hour, you could just be like woken up, and that's that. Like now you have to be awake and deal with a child.
Well, then when he's screaming and he's upset too, you know, he doesn't understand. So you can't just like, would you stop? You know, you're pleading with him, but he's a baby, so
Yeah.
he doesn't understand.
Yeah, it's the stages of grief, bargaining.
That's basically what it is. Oh, please, dear God, make it stop. And he's just like, ugh.
Oh man.
Got him.
But yeah, no. I reinstalled Warframe. I messed around a little bit. I don't know if I'll be back for any appreciable amount of time, just because like I sat around for about a half hour trying to see if I could cobble together a workable version of my favorite build from before when I stopped playing or when I was playing, and no, it's dead. There's no bringing it back. Saren Synex is just, you can't do it anymore. Not reasonably. Like you can force it, and it's this weird bastardization of what once was, but it doesn't. There's no resetting on it, like no easy resetting on it. So you have to go through this really monotonous every like 12-ish seconds. You have to start like sitting there like fishing for headshots with one of the least accurate, slowest projectiles in the game, and you're just like, it's awful. It's not a fun time, and hoping that the projectile is what gets the kill and not the heaps and heaps and heaps of condition damage that you're piling onto them in the process. So yeah, I mean, when it works, it works, but when it doesn't work, ugh.
I don't understand why they nerf the builds that bad in this game, because it's mostly a PvE game. I mean, there is PvP, but
Yeah, nobody takes PvP.
Nobody plays it.
Yeah, people joke like, oh, nobody takes WoW PvP seriously. Like, no, dude, nobody takes Warframe PvP seriously. Like, WoW PvP is like serious business by comparison to Warframe PvP. But yeah, it really is though. It's a horde shooter basically, like a third-person horde shooter. So like, let us kill the horde. Let us just kill the shit out of it. That's all we're here for.
Yeah, let us kill it our way. Like, you don't have to nerf it. The whole fun is figuring out those crazy, reckless builds that just annihilate everything in your path. So I don't understand why they constantly nerf the weapons.
I mean, and
frames
yeah, like they make changes that. So like, I understand some changes when you get a build that is just like towards the end of my time playing last year. They accidentally they introduced something that just broke Korra. Korra was unfathomably strong. Like I'm talking like billions of damage per ability use. Like, nothing in the game could survive it type damage. Those are instances where it's like, okay, you're basically one-shotting everything in the game in a huge AoE. That's a problem. Yeah. We should probably address that. I'm on board for those kind of changes. But when it's like, hey, there's this silly niche build that you have to put a bunch of effort into making work with a lot of specific cards and some specific arcanes to make this one weapon perform functionally, basically, compared to some of the other options out there. And then they go in and just nerf bat things, and you're just like, you point at other weapons that are at least as busted, and you're like, well, what about that? Like, what's up with this? Why is this allowed to exist? I don't know.
That's what I mean though too. It's like you were saying, you have to go out. Most of these crazy builds, you need primed mods.
Mm-hmm.
You need the arcanes. You need or even some of them you need ribbon, like really crazy expensive ribbons. All that just to make it do that. And I think that's kind of the point of that long grind, is to get to a completely overpowered point. So when they go in and they're like, oh, you worked all that time on that, let's destroy it. It's just like, why?
Yeah, I just don't know why, but I mean, it's still interesting. I really do want to jump in and check out the new Railjack changes, because Railjack was definitely my jam back in the day. I had a completely kitted out, maxed out Railjack, and I really enjoyed going out there on Railjack missions. So I need to go back and see what some of those changes are like, because it seems like just a better, more understandable system compared to what they had done previously, and they've made it far more playable as a single player experience if that's what you wanted to do, rather than playing with other players, like in Pugs if you don't have any friends online, for example. So that's interesting, and that's something I'd like to go and see what they did with it at some point. So that might be part of my distraction for the next 10 days. We're damn near down to single-digit days.
Yeah. Well, and I've never played the Railjack stuff. Like, I stopped when Fortuna pretty much first came out.
Yes, you got Devros, you've got Railjack, you've got Steel Path. There's a whole bunch of stuff you've got to chew through that like you never played, and you still have to like catch back up to where you were previously even. So
yeah, I've lost all my. So I've got to go get Rhino Prime, Necros Prime, Hydroid Prime. I got to get all my primes back, all my prime weapons, everything.
plus some of the new primes that came out if they were frames you played, like Nidus is out right now, Octavia was out earlier
Nidus
this
is my
year.
favorite, and I got to get his prime version now as well because they made a prime for him while I've been gone. So,
Nidus is actually farmable right now.
Is it?
Nidus is the ongoing current prime, so he is actively farmable right now. If I were you, I would look up where you need to get to farm those relics, and get in some rotations for it if you've never done relic rotations.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start farming them up because I really want that one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm torn on whether I want to get Nidus Prime or not. Just because I really like my cosmetics on like Nidus, and like Nidus Prime is better. Like that's just it. He's a Prime frame. He will be better. Same with Octavia, but like I really like the cosmetics I currently have, so it's kind of like.
Did you get that pack when Nidus first came out or something? Or that pack they made for him with the like Helminth Charger or whatever, the skin for it. And,
I don't remember. I don't use the Helminth Charger. I'm a Kavat player. Typically Kavat or Death Cube. Sometimes Helios, depends on the build. The Kavats are busted though. Like, if you've never run a Kavat, talk to me after the stream. I'll convince you why you should run a Kavat on nearly every build.
I've always ran Kubros or like you said, Death Cube. Death Cube was like my go-to.
Oh man, I'll tell you all about the Kavat glory when we get done with the stream, or another day if you're not around still. It's spicy.
I'll pull off the Warframe talk because I know everybody's itching to get the new world.
It's true. Yeah, we got a few more ahead of that, but yeah. Surge, appreciate you talking to us. If you're interested in joining Surge and the rest of the peeps that are playing Warframe, like I said, head on down to the Warframe channel, freshly out of mothballs. Hit them up down there. They can get you all the details to join us in-game for that. Next up, EVE Online. We play a lot of EVE Online. For those who don't know, and I don't think I'm saying anything that's not like common knowledge, especially amongst the EVE people, but we got bashed this last week. 4-1 out for Void Home. RIP. It was not pretty. Series of unfortunate circumstances aligned just right that we were unable to respond in time, and yeah, not a pretty time. But that's part of what comes with living in wormhole space. It's the risk reward, and thankfully Blitzar lives on. And I wonder, I don't know, I haven't been reading the OPSEC channel too closely, but I wonder if there will be vengeance extracted, or if it just is what it is. I don't know. But we play a lot of EVE Online. We are actively recruiting both for the Corp as well as for the Alliance. Like I said, we are in Stratsco are primarily wormholers, but we do all sorts of content with both the Alliance and as a core ourselves. That's high sec, low sec, roams, PvE, PvP, the whole 9 yards. We do control some wormhole space. We do have some stuff set up somewhere, and if you are fortunate enough to join our ranks, then somebody will give you the details on that. I won't disclose it because I don't know it, because I'm not playing EVE. But we are actively recruiting, still particularly for the Aussie time zone. If you are an Aussie player who wants to get into wormholing, or are an Aussie corp that's looking for some additional security for your wormholing endeavors in time zones that maybe you're not as active in, by all means, feel free to head down to the Internet Spaceships channel. You can ask for Vorthos, Siri, Vecino can hook you up, Saiga, Mazix. A lot of people down there can give you the details on what you might need to know and go through in order to be considered for our ranks in New Eden. But the channel never stops. We got people watching and playing at the same time right now. Mazix has popped up here to say what's up. Siri, I saw him over in the YouTube chat. Even for the weekly, they don't stop playing. You guys are crazy. But yeah, a lot of EVE Online stuff going on. A lot of.
Is everybody dead?
Huh? Is everybody dead? No. No, everything's fine.
Is everything gone?
No, everything's not gone.
Everything gone.
It's not all gone. It's not all doom and gloom.
Is all my shit gone?
It's not gone. Think of it as more content.
Better have asset safety.
Now we have to go get a new Void Home. It's like, think of it as more content. What's up, Siri?
Better be.
Siri, tell Taco all his stuff's not blown up and gone.
Better be a Titan guarding my pod in asset safety.
No.
God damn it.
Taka, did you have your stuff in Void Home?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, okay.
See,
That's how it is. That's how it is, though.
Welcome to EVE Online.
Yeah, that's how it is.
But we have a really secure stronghold in our other wormhole, so.
Yeah, like it. What happened with Void Home was an unfortunate tragedy. Like, there's no other way to say it. It was not expected, and there was a.
Wait, so what like?
I'm not going to talk about it in public channels like this. If you want details afterwards, let me. I'll talk to you after the fact. But I'm not going to talk about it on the stream. But it wasn't. It shouldn't have happened, and it's a crying shame that it did. And it was just a series of unfortunate events that like culminated in that result. It wasn't like one thing went wrong.
When we tried to put up the Fortizar, that was an unfortunate event where like we were closing a hole, but we just didn't get enough through to actually close it, and then Bashers were able to get through. And
yeah, the first time we tried to deploy it, I remember that as a pretty dark day also.
If you don't do things like
perfectly,
if you're not on the ball, stuff can go awry.
Wow. But yeah, I mean,
well, rip shit.
Despite that, like, things are going strong. Stratsco, the Helix, and the Void Hounds all still out there having a good time out in wormhole space and other parts of New Eden. Did I miss anything when I was talking about Eve? I think I got it all.
Yeah, I think that was it.
All right. Speaking of Siri, though, we're not talking about the game specifically, but I've got a highlight. This week's highlight comes from Siri.
Oh hell yeah!
Shit.
It was dude. I saw the crab and I was like, yes, he's using the best skin. How can I not? It was so good. But also, like, those are always those feel goods. So we're gonna jump right into a highlight. This week's highlight submitted by Siri. It is down in the highlights channel for those of you here on the Discord. You scroll on down to submit highlights. It is he posted it on the 15th. It's right there, not only one thing below it. For those of you on the YouTube, I will kick it off right now. One thing I want to talk about real quick though, because this is League of Legends, if you didn't know. In any MOBA, and especially in League, it is not impossible to look like a badass when you are very far ahead. But I'd like to point out that this is a pretty close game. Siri's playing his account as Weebles. He's the Urgot crab dude sitting there in the middle-ish of the screen if you're looking at the YouTube. They're behind on kills.
Crab dude.
They're behind on money, not by a lot, but a little bit. And they're not like significantly over-leveled. In fact, the enemy Kassadin is 3 levels up on anybody on his series team at the moment. Like, he's all the way at 18 already, which is max level. The Wukong is at 16. His series team is like 13, 14, 15. So, if anything, they're a little bit behind overall. Although, I'm looking at the I don't think the enemy Sivir was doing anything for the enemy team. If I'm looking at her level right now compared to everybody else, I think I found the enemy team's liability. But this is a really fun video. I'm gonna play.
So at this point, I didn't realize that my entire team was dead. It was just the last two of us.
Yeah, I mean, that was a knockdown, drag out, like brawl all the way up mid to just like shove it all the way in. Like you had all the fortifications down, but you weren't ahead score wise, right? Like that was actually just like a knockdown, drag out fight all the way through. The Kassadin came up, got caught out of position, but still logged a double kill in the process. So he traded 1 for 2. You don't want to be caught out like that. And then they almost turned it with the Wukong ult, but wasn't quite enough. They didn't quite do it. You just walked a circle around him, and that was that. I fucking love Urgot. I loved Urgot before his rework. I love his rework. Crabgot is the best skin. It's just everything about that clip just is a feel feels good for me. I very much enjoyed watching it. Plus, like, it's a pentakill. Everybody loves to watch pentakills.
Yeah.
Especially game-winning pentakills.
Yeah, that was my first and only. Hopefully I get some more soon. But being like 2 weeks into League, it was it felt good. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was never like an amazing League player, and I was a support main. With a little bit of jungle and top thrown in there, so I have very few pentakills to my name as a result of my position that I typically played, but none of them feel bad. They always feel good. You love to see it.
Look who it is.
Look who is. What do we got? Oh snap! Alundrel's off work.
It's the guy that liked me twice.
Oh man, Alundrel, we already made fun of PoE. You missed it. Sorry. Oh. But yeah, that was a super cool clip, by the way. But we gotta keep moving. More games to talk about. Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know where Dice is right now. Dice is usually here to talk about Elder Scrolls Online, but he's not, so I'll talk about it. Elder Scrolls Online. We play a lot of Elder Scrolls Online. We have a guild of almost 500 on the PCNA server. We are constantly recruiting, constantly looking for more people. They run a ton of content. They currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events scheduled in the next couple of days that include some progression trials, some PvP stuff, some normal trials, and some dungeon runs. If you are interested in joining a really fun group of players, we have players playing basically 24/7 because we do have NA, EU, and AU time zone players in ESO that are always on. If you're interested in joining any of those guys for any of that fun, head on down to Skumadin. You can ask for Dizelot, Sandman, Cream Cat. Who am I missing? There's a bunch of others. Ozzy Timme, Corin Wallace. Did I miss anybody else?
Sandman, Two-Way.
I said Sandman.
RP Logic.
Oh, RP Logic, yeah, also. Yep. Warden also. Whole bunch of people you can talk to. If you go down there and type !TESO to get the details on the guild, invariably somebody will talk to you. That is the Skumadin is one of the most active channels in the Discord. Those guys are just like off in their own little world, having all kinds of fun. And I'm sometimes a little jealous because it looks like a lot of fun. I just don't have the time. I can't play that many games. It's too many games to play. Speaking of games I don't have enough time to play, too many games to play, Guild Wars 2. If you didn't know, we have the new elite specializations the next 3 have been revealed.
Yeah.
The Revenant's getting a great sword to be a Vindicator. The Warrior is getting an offhand pistol to be a Blade Sworn, which also comes with what they're calling a Gun Saber.
Hey, maybe
It's a gun. It's a gunblade. If you want to be
It's
a
a
gunblade,
gunblade.
it's a gunblade. If you want to
It's
use
a
a gunblade, Warriors getting one. And
I
then,
love warriors.
much to the dismay of elementalists everywhere, they were given the hammer to be catalysts. They really wanted bow, apparently.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. Engineers,
You're
man.
already a ranged class.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Engineers were ecstatic when we got the hammer. We were like, hell yeah, give
Hell
us
yeah.
something to like whap some people with. We were all about it. But I don't know. That they are doing a free beta
tickets.
test that starts on the 21st for those 3 new specializations. You don't even
Yeah.
need to own Guild Wars 2 if you want to check out that beta test. So if you are looking,
Plus,
what's up?
it is the. Actually, isn't it on the 24th?
What?
No. It's on the 21st. But then I think next weekend they're doing the DirectX 11 beta.
Yeah, also starts
And-
on the 21st.
And well, the World v World Alliance beta starts on the 24th because that's reset. World v World reset day, Friday, 7 p.m. Central.
Yak spend, best bend. Can't convince me otherwise.
I mean, if there's a Yaks Bend Alliance name, then we'll go. Well, I guess it's up to Diane.
Yeah. Oh no, he's Yak spend, best bend also. He's all in on that. He's an OG Guild Wars player. He knows about Yak spend.
I almost so you can either spend like 2,000 gems and transfer, or you can delete every character on your account and transfer for free.
Whoa.
I legitimately thought about it
No way.
and like broke down what all the stuff on my account was worth. It was only like a couple thousand gold in worth.
That's a lot.
But I was like,
That's a whole lot. A couple thousand gold? No. I'm sorry. Hell no.
2K,
Hell no.
3K,
No. I
all
hate
the unlocks and stuff.
farming gold in Guild Wars 2 is one of my least favorite things to do. The last thing
Yeah,
I'd
me
want to
too.
do is be out like thousands of gold. And all the stuff that I have, like, hell no.
Free server.
Whatever. I'll stay on whatever server I'm on. In that
Well,
case.
you're on the one that.
I'm on the one that matters.
Strats is- God damn.
You can be on it. You can be in the guild even if you're not on Yak Spend. We will make fun of you though. I just
Yeah,
I want you to know
that's the
that.
problem. I am in the guild. I'm in the Stratsco guild.
Oh,
But
okay. Well, I'll make sure I make fun of you more.
What kind of a noob isn't on Yak's Bend?
I know, right? Yak Spend, best spend. But yeah, no. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on with that. If you want to check out those new elite specializations, you don't even have to own Guild Wars 2 to do so. Also, DirectX 11 if you want to see what the original Guild Wars engine that's been out since like 04 or 05 looks like with DirectX 11.
I like what they do. I really like what ArenaNet does for betas.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the main game.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing the main game and you can do the beta content on the main game. Like there's no separate client.
Yeah, with like free character slots and characters
my
already
God.
leveled up, you can just like go do. Yeah,
It's so smart.
it's such a better way than like, hey, download this whole extra client. Hey, do all this extra stuff. Like, not just like, let me do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's happening. Like I said, the Elite Spec beta and the DX11 beta are on the 21st, and the Alliance beta for World vs. World is on the 24th. So if any of that is of interest to you, make sure you check that out. If you are interested in joining Stratsco on Yakspin, Best Bend, or just, joining the guild in general, you can talk to Diakis. Just shoot him a DM or hit him up in a gaming channel. He'll get you the details on joining us there. Last thing to talk
What's
about.
next?
Last thing to talk about.
No, 15 minutes.
Battlefield 2042
Ah,
delayed.
Okay.
No. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's more time to play New World and Back for Blood. So
There's but the leak is that the beta is in October.
leak is that the beta will be 6th for pre-orders, 8th for everybody else. There's nothing official yet, but at this point they almost can't do it in September. They're running out of days.
Yeah, I am 100% going to see if it runs.
I mean, it might. It
New
might.
World runs like 20 to 30 to 40 FPS. So if I can handle that,
Battlefield's gonna be a damn slideshow for you then.
I hope they have like a really bad minimum.
You gotta really hope for
low.
FSR and run it on like ultra quality mode.
Oh my
Or
FSR.
ultra.
Oh, here comes the AMD guys to push FSR once more.
You don't need. It's gonna run on Nvidia shit apparently.
Yeah, it'll run on either. It's just not as efficient on Nvidia's stuff.
It runs on Nvidia stuff if
What?
the developers
No, Nvidia's.
are they do they walk back their comment about AMD wouldn't do it unless for cards other than the 10 series?
I couldn't say for sure if they walked back on that. I was just saying, like, because AMD's is not something that has to be trained the way Nvidia's is. It's a much lower. It's not as efficient and effective, but it's a lot easier to implement.
It's a software instead of a hardware base.
Well, you don't have to train it. Is the thing.
Right,
like
right,
Nvidia's has to be trained, and so like the devs have to allocate time and resources to train it. If
Actually,
they want to
actually, funny enough, ESO, going back to that, ESO is going to be one of the first games that's getting DLAA. Deep Learning Anti-Aliasing.
Interesting.
What's the difference between that and DLSS?
I don't know.
The letters.
The letters?
I was gonna say, isn't basically
it's-
anti-aliasing like? Wouldn't it just be super sample anti-aliasing, and that's pretty much the exact same thing as DLSS?
This is.
But it's marketing wink. It's bonus
This is
marketing wink.
This is ZeniMax / Microsoft we're talking about. They want that Nvidia money, but they have to pay Nvidia. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, 2042 pushed back to the 19th of November, one day before Pokemon Gen 4 remakes come out. So that sucks. Now I'm gonna have to split time between Battlefield and Pokemon. Ugh. Never mind, like the New World and Back for Blood play as well. I don't know.
What's the date?
November 19th is the new release date for 2042.
That's when Endwalker comes out too.
I was really hoping they'd push it to December.
There's a lot of games at the end of November.
Well, now there are. It used to be a bunch of games at the beginning of October. They've just the pile of games as delays have happened since like earlier this year have just been like getting shoved back like into summer, end of summer, into the fall. This whole time period from now until like March, April 2022 is just going to be heaps and heaps of games that got delayed due to COVID and whatnot.
Well, the good news is that the other games that were supposed to be launching in November are going to get delayed until later.
Woo! I don't know. Should we be excited or sad about that?
Very excited.
I mean, I'm okay with
Rocket League 2.
Rocket League 2. Nobody would play Rocket League 2. Rocket League 1's free.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But yeah,
What if Rocket League 2 was also free?
I mean, but would it be better? Think of all the skins you wouldn't have.
Who knows?
You had to like get new cosmetics all over again.
Oof.
What if they redid the physics engine? You had to relearn how to fly. Can you imagine the horror? Oh yeah, Battlefield 2042 pushed back. Pros and cons. I wish it had gotten pushed to December. That was my hope. Oh well. Is what it is. Oh, it's New World. It's time to talk about New World.
Oh, New World.
So we are nearly.
Who's playing?
Yeah, I'm playing. Alondra, you playing? Braden, you playing? Siri's playing.
Alondra is in the West. Forgot about that.
Siri's playing. Fresh is playing. Casino's
Siri
playing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely playing. He was.
Yeah, Center said something like Siri is gonna be like the war commander or something.
Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm not gonna be it. I'll tell you that much.
Why not? That was like.
Do you know how much that will
God, that
detract
was
from me
the-
running around gathering everything on the map all the time and annoying my wife?
That was the initial goal me and Vecino had with the Eve.
Let's try to get me to be the
cool.
FC.
Was to get you to be FC.
I'd have to learn so much.
God. way too much. All right, so
But Back for Blood's coming out, and that's going to be a distraction for me. I can't
Oh,
commit to
God.
being a war commander if I'm going to also be splitting my time between New World and Back for Blood when it drops.
oh god,
Plus,
back five.
I guarantee, I had made Precious quite cross with how much I was like just going, ooh, piece of candy, and picking up gatherables all the time while we were playing in the open beta. There's no way I can do all that and still be a war commander. I'll be too busy picking stuff up out in the field. I will be a completely unproductive war commander were I to be that.
Yeah, great.
I'm super hyped though. One thing we should
Yeah,
probably
me
figure
too.
out, Vecino, if you're still listening, I see you down in the audience, and you want to type at us on this one, we got to close this poll at some point. Like, we got to pull the trigger on it. We went from Purple Syndicate being strong lead, so strong a lead that Precious even made a little Strats colored Syndicate dude. That and now we've let it run for so long that green is now catching up. Like, what are we gonna do? We gonna just let it run long enough that green finally catches up and wins, or are we gonna just like pull the trigger and just decide what we're gonna be? That way we could actually advertise as such in recruiting posts. Although I think Wednesday's recruiting post we actually advertise syndicates. So
Did he spell Marauders wrong?
dude, I can't spell. I'm not even gonna pretend. I use a Word document and a spell checker for everything because I don't trust me.
He spelled.
I think it's worth probably making a decision.
Marauders wrong for the emote.
Oh, we can fix that. That's fixable. But I would say I think it's worth calling it ahead of time because there are likely to be people who are looking for specific factions. And I think if we're continuing the active recruitment that we've just recently started, it would help if we had declared previously, because otherwise what might happen is we pick a bunch of people up and then we end up picking a faction that they don't like and they all just like bail at launch, and we think we have X numbers, but lol JK, we have half of that because some number of people decide, nah, I'm not playing. We're gonna be, whatever faction they decide they don't like, if it's the one that we end up playing. So I think it benefits us to make a decision sooner than later on it. Vecino says it's fine with him. All right, so let it be written, so let it be done. Tomorrow at some point, we're gonna call it. I don't know when, unless we call it tonight. Unless Vecino says we're just calling it now. But we should probably figure out exactly what we're gonna do. Siri, are you gonna be upset if we're purple instead of green? I think I saw you voted for green.
I mean, I won't be happy.
He's gonna cry.
I mean,
play.
Upside, we won't be yellow, right? I mean, there's always that. Because
Yeah, for sure.
that witch doctor aesthetic, or not the witch doctor, the witch hunter aesthetic is just not doing it for me. Those hats are so stupid looking. It reminds me of I forget which Ordo it is in the 40k universe, but it's just like, ugh. One of the.
I'm gonna be curious, like how things balance out, because at least during the beta, like Syndicate dominated most servers. So if people are gonna like take an active role against it and try to, like switch to the losing side to try to like right the balance, or if they're just gonna dogpile on, that's gonna be interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, it could be. I mean, I'm also wondering, because I looked at some stuff. One of my concerns in terms of just like territory control, I would really like to see some sort of maximum implemented for individual guilds being able to hold territory, because there were some guilds that held like 3 territories during the open beta on some of the servers, and if you extrapolate that to live, in theory, it would take like a massive coordinated effort to like declare war on all of their settlements to try and like stretch their numbers a little bit thin in order to actually flip them. And I think there really should be. I don't think a guild should be allowed to have more than one
that kind of goes into like my main concern. I don't care about faction that much. My main concern is we need this list of servers, because then once we get a list of servers, then we can see who's going where, and we can avoid those situations, because those situations will happen mostly on companies that have like way more members than a single company can fit. So if we go to servers where there's not, I would prefer we try to stay away from streamer servers and
100%.
hardcore PvP company servers.
Yeah, the other one, sorry, I'm in the car if it sounds shitty, but the other one.
Sorry, I'm in the car if it sounds shitty. The other one, and then you cut out.
Oh, sorry. Okay. The other one I would avoid is you have like IGN's company and
Reddit company.
Right,
like that.
Those kinds of things. And those people, it's open recruitment. They have the max number of members. If those people are syndicate and they're on our server, I recommend doing something else.
Yeah.
Well, would that require us to delay playing the game, not playing in a launch, or just playing and not declaring a
No, I think we just need to, ahead of launch, we just need to scout and see like the advertisements out there and see what's on our server.
Well, we got Diplo Taco.
Yeah, that's
we
what
got it all sorted out.
That's the one. That's what I plan on doing, is sussing out servers once we get a server list.
Yeah, I am 100% on board avoiding all streamer servers. Like, if it was a small streamer who's got you probably wouldn't even hear about it. But if like some streamer had like 500 followers and he was like spinning up on a server, like whatever, I'm fine with that. But it's like I don't want to be on like Asmongold, Tim the Tap Man, like those guys' servers.
What did I tell you before the stream?
I don't remember. I forgot. What did you tell me before the stream?
I said I hope Vasile gets here so I can tell him we're not gonna go to Goth Alliance server. Right?
No, that's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be. I mean, really, I think there's a mechanics thing here that I have to assume they're going to address. It's so easy to, not easy, but like it's part of the game to say, I'm going to switch from Syndicate to Marauders as a player. But it's apparently there's no mechanic for that for companies, which seems like a major gap. Like, does the guild master just have to, like, they can't participate in the switch themselves? How will that work?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because it is currently locked in. I mean, maybe we just need to get some holding tunes. We need some holding accounts.
We need some holding corps or company.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. I don't know. I think there's got to be something that will address that. It just seems like such an odd thing given the mechanics of the player switching.
Mm-hmm.
Switching factions is gonna hurt though. You lose your rank, all your points. So
but if you find yourself on a server where it's just
right,
for some reason it's just really like not fun, or you have no hope of owning any territory unless you switch, then there's also catch-up mechanics too, right? So like it does behoove you to be the underdog at least sometimes.
Yeah. And there's the mechanic of you cannot faction change to the faction that holds the most territories.
Right. Yeah, so you're not just gonna pile on.
Yeah. Ideally we'd want a server where it's like even. But not even, but even 3 ways.
I mean, I think a server where like 40 to 50% is controlled by the major faction and the other two factions have roughly like a 50-50 split on the rest of it would be a pretty interesting server. Because you'd have two factions, like two minor factions that are both not insignificant and could actually go out and like do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see at launch, like within 90 days, right? We're gonna see, is the game design good, which I think would point to there's gonna be a natural ebb and flow to all of the factions, or do things need to be changed?
Yeah, Precious, we
It'll
were
be
talking
good.
about that earlier, where it's a 60-day cooldown. You can change factions, but only every 2 months, and you cannot change to the dominant faction on the server. So if you wanted to change to, let's say you were green and you wanted to change to purple, you would not be able to change purple if purple had the most territories on the server at the time. You just straight can't.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. They might also put some other restrictions in.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't know yet. You know.
I would really like to see a limit of 1 territory per, like 1 town per clan. I think that would do a lot for allowing the opportunity, even within the major faction. Like, let's say the dominant faction controls half the territories, but the dominant guild of that faction owns 3 or 4 of it. And like, okay, cool. So what about all the other guilds that are part of that faction? Like, sure, they're getting some benefits, but they don't get the express benefits that come with being the territory owner. Like, there are a few perks above and beyond. But then
I
again,
agree. It's going to snowball too. Like, you're going to get one territory.
whoever
If you
owns
can manage
Windsword
to
is
get
going to push
2,
out.
it's like, yeah.
Windsword and Everfall, whoever owns those 2 territories, and if it's the same clan, they are going to be just filthy rich and be able to just buy the gear they need, basically buy the mats they need to make the gear they need, stuff like that, from all the taxes, because those will be, until like end game, it's likely going to be Windsword as the primary trade town, and then perhaps the top leftmost zone, I forget what it's called offhand, that being another major trade town. But in terms of like, most of the player base is going to trade in Windsword or maybe Everfall, but predominantly Windsword most likely, just based on how things were during the last couple betas.
Well, there's probably going to be a different hub for higher level folks once, because they're going to unlock the other top half of the map.
Well, yeah,
that's what I'm.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, I think it's going to be Windsword and or Everfall for most trading, and then the high level trading will happen in the final high level zone, top left, whatever it's called. I can't remember. Like, I think there will be a market for like the extreme high end stuff, but I think even then, a lot of people will still do a lot of trading in those major trade towns that are like early on established. Because that's part of the running joke with Yaxbend when I was talking about Guild Wars. Yaxbend was a major one of the major trade hubs in the original Guild Wars game. Like, obviously we traded in like some of the major towns, but like Yaxbend was just like this little settlement kind of off on its own, but it was a major, like, important location that a lot of people went to, even though it wasn't that important to the game, but just because of its location relative to everything else, it was a very popular place for people to trade in and such.
Dude, all these taxes, this is New World. We need the Tea Party.
Yeah.
Let's throw some wine over the boat.
I mean, I'm super hyped.
Grab your muskets.
I am glad though, when I went and looked, like, the taxes notwithstanding, the taxes seem to be one of the biggest bonuses to being a, like, territory owner, because the faction, the difference between like the guild that holds the territory and the faction holding the territory, there's not that much difference between those benefits. There's only like 3 things that the clan gets more credit for and more of than like just any member of the faction gets in that territory.
But they get to set.
Well, yeah, they get to set taxes and stuff like that, but the faction benefits, if you're a member of, like, they just say it's a syndicate guild and we end up going syndicate and it's not us, it won't be as bad for us as syndicate members as it would be for Marauders and the other factions. But one other thing,
Yeah, but I sorry, what's going to be interesting though is, like, if a company controls a town and they're making poor decisions, they may not get the defense that they need when they need it.
Oh yeah.
So
for
there's
sure.
like a meta game there, right? Where we as Syndicate, we may decide like, well, we'd rather have someone else own this town.
Yeah, because these people have the taxes like jacked to the tits instead of what I would think would be the best course of action in like if you got one of the major trade towns, like which I think is going to be Windsward, or possibly Everfall. But like,
Yeah,
if
you
I
go
got one of
long
those,
game.
I would flatten all of those, like all the everything taxes, the whole 9 yards. I'd bottom that out all the way to minimum values and never touch them. Because if you keep people happy, people like you'll just you generate profit through quantity, and also like the goodwill of like faction members not wanting another faction to take it over and possibly change those tax rates that have been, you know, locked in at minimum value. So yeah, I have been doing nothing productive the last couple of days but watching the YouTube videos and being like, is it time yet? Still 10 more days? Damn it.
Yeah, I have trouble finding anything to play.
Oh yeah, the game fickle is real. Game fickle is real. I have messed around in Warframe, still been playing some Armello. Had a Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion resurgence for among a couple of us that owned the game, and we're just like, saw it go on sale. I was like, oh man, it's on sale? Man, that was a really good game. Let's play a couple rounds. Gatekeeper and I broke that out for a little while.
Yeah.
Taka, what we're gonna need you to do in New World
Oh, great.
is you're also gonna need to find out like who the leadership is, the Diplos, for all the factions, and we're gonna need to create like a council for the server. That way,
Hell yeah.
that way we like bring the council together and make, you know, like alliance-wide decisions.
Well, yeah, I mean, ideally you would, you know, speak to all the leaders.
I just want to play New World.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I just want to play.
I just want to play the game.
I just want to chop a tree, man.
Chop down that big oak tree right outside of Everfall.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. But yeah, oh man, we're running over. Lost track of time. One last note before we get out of here. Overwatch League next week starts on the 21st, runs through the 25th. There will be no Strats Weekly next week because our stream time conflicts directly with the season finals time, and I don't care who's playing, I'm watching the season finals. Feel free to root for any of the teams that are still running it out. Seed order, Shanghai Dragons are still our top seed. Dallas came in at second. Chengdu Hunters in third. LA Gladiators at fourth. Atlanta Rangers.
I'm gonna set up a
fifth.
watch party, by the way,
Okay, let's do it.
in lieu of
the weekly. Yeah, I'm down.
in lieu of the weekly. We'll set something up similar, but like a Discord stage, but as a watch party.
There you go. The Shock,
Hell yeah.
RIP, made it in as 6th. Philly and Washington rounded it out in 7th and 8th. But those games start on the 21st. They run fairly late if you're EST or EDT, I should say. There's some late damn games for sure. And I think the final is on the 25th at 9 Eastern. I think best of 7. Or is it 9? Not 100% on that. But they're going to be out at University of Hawaii again, playing across the Atlantic because someday this pandemic shenanigans will be over. But until then, it was better than trying to get everybody together in Texas, which was the original plan for this season. That would have been super cool. I would have tried to go out. Been fun. Well, yeah. I think that's going to do it for Strats Weekly this week. Thanks everybody who came out. Thanks everybody out there in YouTube land as well who's hanging out. We will do this again in a couple weeks. Take it easy, y'all.